Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 3 Focused PvP. So, I'm back. Back in black. I'm back from my vacation. It was a good time going down to Virginia Beach, seeing family. It was a nice little memorial service and all that. Very, very nice. But it's good to be back. It's good to be home. I missed my bed. Like, I really missed my bed. The beds at the hotel, yeah, I guess they were comfortable, but it wasn't home, you know? And then the Witcher 3 DLC, I got a copy of that, so I'm going to be playing that soon, and then I got another game. I got a code for the Technomancer, which it looks interesting enough. I'll give it a shot, see if I like it. If I like it, then I might put up a recording onto the channel. There's a lot that I need to do. It's going to be a busy week, too. Where's the summon? Where are you? You know, I summoned this person like a minute ago, turned on the recording, expecting them to have arrived, but no, they are super slow. Are you coming? Hi, friend. I was getting impatient. Alright. So, yeah. Had a good time down in Virginia. Got some nice pictures. I'll put some links in the description if you guys want to see all that. Just because it's nice. Got some decent ones, I think. I mean, I'm no professional photographer or anything like that, or, you know, I'm not terribly good at taking pictures. I got a few decent ones, though. Life Hunt Scythe. That's not supposed to be used. That is never used. Ooh, good hit. If only it had more reach. Aww. Close. That was a really good fight. I have never seen that miracle actually be used. Wow. Wow. Did something change with that, like, after the patch? I haven't played since before the patch, for the record. Like, the videos that were going up, I made a backlog because I knew I wouldn't be able to record. I haven't played since prior to the patch at all. So, I'm not very familiar with anything that's been changed. I know that there's supposed to be an adjustment to fist weapons. I don't know if that means that their parry timing was fixed or reduced or anything. I don't know if that means that their attacks start up more quickly. I'm in the dark, basically. I went to Virginia. I sort of dropped out of the world. I sort of read through comments a little bit. I read through most of them. I couldn't manage them as well as I would have liked, but that's what I get for being, you know, in a hotel with spotty Wi-Fi. That said, the hotel was nice. It was actually, like, a good hotel. I've never really been in a good hotel up until this trip. Well worth the trade, if I do say so myself. Ooh. Nice. No, you're not gonna walk in on that for me? Oh. I do know that the simple infusion is basically worthless now. I was informed of that, so I switched over shields. I also figured it might as well be good as time as any to upgrade it, so I did that. And I also, as you guys can see, did change my fashion. I do now have a build mask. So we got that taken care of earlier today. That said, I haven't done any PvP yet. I literally haven't touched this game since... Let's see. Today is Sunday. I haven't played since Tuesday. So, you know, that's a fair bit of time not to play in comparison to how I usually am. So, I'll probably have a fair number of losses. I will not enjoy your lag, sir. God, that is awful. I'll take it. Woohoo. Ting. I tinged on the throwing knife of all things. Oh yes, point down, because the lag didn't win that fight for you. My God, that was horrible. The stutter step, too good. Too good. Oh no, I scratched my desk. Oh, okay, that'll just buff out. No, that's not terrible. I can fix that later. I was actually very concerned for a second. So yeah, I went to Virginia, went for the memorial service. It was a beautiful little service. Saw family I haven't seen in literally 20 years. Bearing in mind the last time I saw them I was 2. I have pretty much no memory. Memory? Apparently I don't have any memory of how to speak. These things happen. So yes, the last time I saw a couple of my cousins I was 2. Needless to say, I have no memory of that. So, I got to meet some people. It was nice. Got to stay in a decent hotel for the first time in my life, as opposed to staying with family when being down there, which isn't a bad thing, or staying in a piece of shit hotel, just because my parents were relatively cheap. Ooh, good distancing. Whoa, nice little combo, buddy. I appreciate that you're trying to dead angle. I knew he was waiting for that, and I knew that he would just keep running around. I remember fighting him before with his very, very random seeming playstyle. It's actually not random. It doesn't change the fact that it's a pain in the ass to fight against, and I don't enjoy fighting against such a frilly playstyle, I suppose you would call it. There's a lot of unnecessary movement. I understand why he does it. It's to sort of disguise the attacks, and it does work sometimes. And he was attempting to dead angle, which is all well and good. But it's not fun. It's just not something I enjoy playing against at all. There's a lot of unnecessary movement. I wish it would just be, you know, a little more straightforward. I'd enjoy fighting him, because clearly he's good. He's good at what he does. He's good at the game. I just don't enjoy fights like that. I enjoy fights that are a little more straightforward. Yes, there is some merit to mixing up the attacks and whatnot, but to the extent he's doing it, it just starts to bore me. Simple as that. But you, sir, you seem interesting. Mouse and keyboard, huh? I wonder if he's actually using mouse and keyboard. I do appreciate the immolation tender. Let's see how well he can put it to use. Oh look, I dressed myself today, guys. I'm a little surprised that hit me, but it does have that sort of... Really? Does have that sort of sweeping hitbox. Aw, the ting. Bad stamina management. He could have hit me easily right then, gotten 2 solid R1s on me. Ouch. I'm very surprised he actually managed to get me with the Soul Greatsword. That's a really hard attack to hit with in this game. That said, I did roll face first into it, so it shouldn't be that much of a shock, but still a little surprised nonetheless. We'll get one last final fight. Well, not final, we still have to use it with the other weapon. I'll get one last fight with this weapon before switching over to the next. So, yeah. I forgot to pull up the conversation topics. Someone actually requested stuff and I forgot. I'm a horrible person. I am bad out of 10. I apologize. It just occurred to me right now that I am not living up to my name. Alright, what do you have? Magic? What blocks magic better? My sword. Wait, that's dark. That was a really stupid thing of me to do. Oh, nice fast recovery. That thrust. Uh-huh. That thrust. I should be wearing a Leo ring. Who needs a hunter's ring? I should be wearing a Leo ring. Alright, let's switch it up to Ricard's. Patch. And we'll mess around with this for a time. It's a straightforward weapon, nothing terribly special. It does have the lunge and press for the skill. It's a special lunge and press because you can continue to do the chain attack for extra long. It's kind of a bad thing in all honesty. Just simply due to the fact that it is more of an opportunity for your opponent to parry you. And with the regular Rapier being able to do the multi-hit, it just doesn't seem worthwhile to me. I don't feel like chasing you. So I'm just gonna mimic your movement. Very short range on this, apparently. Yeah, that happens. I was hoping that my attack would have stunned him, but that does have a ton of hyper armor. That's something I need to mess around with more. I always forget how much hyper armor it has, because I never use it. I never go for anything with it. And yes, it's only a rapier. That said, I am surprised with the fact that I wasn't in range on a couple of those hits. It seems like the hitbox is just a tad bit shorter than the weapon. Bit of a shame. That said, a while back, someone was actually criticizing me, saying, I've been doing this for so long, I should realize that weapons aren't the size of their hitbox. Well, no, they're not. They should be, but they're not. I mean, it usually is a somewhat clear judge. It gives you a rough idea, a vague idea of the hitbox. But to say that I'm an idiot for not knowing what I'm doing, or saying I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing, not because I can't talk, but because I was attempting to judge a weapon's hitbox and reach by its actual appearance and size with that appearance, that's a little silly. Just a wee bit. I spy a buckler, I spy... What sword is that? Goddard's? Yeah, it is. Really? Hoo-hoo. What do you got for me, Vic? You got more parry attempts? Ooh, that reach. I'll go for it. I'll get the turtle poke on that. God, the reach on that attack. It's so bad. If it matched the hitbox, or if the size of the sword matched its hitbox a little better. I just hate how it can hit you from so far away, when it clearly shouldn't even be able to do so. Balance out of 10. Stupid long hitboxes and all the fun stuff that goes with them. Now that's a name. That said, I am happy I did get him with the skill. I wish this weapon had something different for its skill. Because that's always been something that's unique about Ricards. It's always had that stabby stab sort of thing going on with it. And now it's not unique anymore. Yes, you can extend it and do more stabby stabs, but it doesn't feel unique at all. And that's unfortunate, because the standard rapier is basically the same thing now. Yes, reach, just comparing it like this, Ricard's does have longer reach. But even still, I just feel like it could be so much more unique if it retained the multi-hit stabs on its R2 and got a different skill. Oh, I see. I can R1 too. Ho ho. I mean, true, you were using an L1, but... Oh, tracking out of 10. Tracking out of 10. And see, that's the thing. People have this mentality about rapiers, that they're so good at tracking and following people, and that you can just stand still and R1 with them. That's just the S-Stock. The S-Stock is the exception to the rule. Rapiers don't have the greatest tracking in the world. For whatever reason, the S-Stock has insane tracking, but most rapiers are actually kind of bad at it. At least that's my experience with them. I always have horrible luck with rapiers and their inability to track an opponent. Meanwhile, S-Stock, I've never had that issue. Maybe it's the extra long reach, but something about it just makes it different. I'm not a fan. And people always assume, oh, he's using a rapier. I'll pull out an S-Stock against him because that puts us on the same level. No. Most rapiers and the S-Stock are not on the same level. It's sad that in a From Software game, there's a best weapon in the class. There's always been some weapons in classes that have some pros over others in their class, and vice versa. There's always been some merit to each and every weapon. But this time around, in Dark Souls 3, it feels like there's just a straight-up best weapon in the class. For a lot of classes. And that rolling R2 is garbage. Ooh. As I said, tracking. That's a bit of a shame. Just out of reach on that. Alright, we'll get one more fight with Ricards, and then we'll start mixing it up with both of them. And now we're going to look for a weapon to use next time. What do I want to use? That's the question. So many weapons, so little time. We'll use Onikiri and Ubidachi, just because I've yet to mess around with them. And with that, what do we want on the heavier side of things? Possibly a Great Club. I don't think I've actually used a standard Great Club yet. Like, I think that's one that's sort of eluded me. Scythes, we're good on those. I'm not in the mood. Halberds, we'll skip on those as well. Spears, I'll pass. Great Axes, I think I've done pretty much all of them now. We have Mage. Really? That was a surprising amount of distance that covered. Props to you for using the Crystal Rapier and actually using the skill. I'm still a bit shocked that Homing Crystal Soulmass, hit me. I'm surprised that it actually went that quickly. Like, not that it traveled the distance that quickly, because that's normal. It moves very fast this time. But that it actually left him that quickly, because usually that's where the hang-up seems to be. At least when I use it, it always seems like it stays on me too long after I target lock someone. And that gives them way, way too much time to even have any excuse for dodging it. Or not being able to dodge it. That time, though, possibly due to the distance I was at with him, that could very well be. But I'm surprised it actually tracked. It was a good hit. It was a solid hit. It did a lot of damage. On that note, time for a little rant about magic. I don't like magic in this game. For one reason and one reason only. It just takes so much to make magic viable. Like, it requires... Ugh, the lag. Great. Oh, yes, it's you. Let's see how you like a rapier. That's how much you like rapier, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna not summon him again. Because clearly something is funky, and it's definitely in his favor. Yeah, we're not friends, sir. You and I, we do not have the best relationship at this point in time. Magic. It requires so much investment to make it worthwhile. In all of the Souls games, up until now, you could get away with running 40 magic and a good catalyst, and you would have viable damage. That just made sense. That's just how it was. You could have 40 intelligence, and you'd be okay. You could have 30 intelligence and be okay as well. That's what I would run in Dark Souls 1. I would run, I think it was 33 intelligence, because that's where Homing Crystal Soulmass was. Like, I didn't need higher than that. So I didn't go higher than that. And now, You need 50 intelligence to actually have decent damage. Why? Why the sudden change to the formula? It's already hard enough for mages to be successful due to the magic meter being back. The focus point meter being back. It's not a bad thing. And it doesn't really make it overly difficult. But having it require such high intelligence, and on top of that, having it require everything else that it needs. Dust Crown. Oh, I shouldn't have gone for the parry. Having it require the Dust Crown, having it require the Dragon Rings, just in order to deal decent damage, it's silly. It's silly that it needs to be so high. Like, I understand what they tried to do. They tried to nerf magic because people always complain about magic. I don't know why people always complain about magic, in all honesty, but people always complain about magic. And they now have made it to the point where it takes so much investment to be worthwhile. You rarely see mages. You rarely see magic. This isn't Bloodborne. This is Dark Souls. There should be magic. It should be around. It should be kind of like one of the cornerstones of the game. And it's just bad this time around. Most spells cost way too much for way too little return. You rarely see people using miracles. It's becoming a little more common, but it's still a very rare moment. Hexes are just laughable because, I mean, come on. You almost never see them. It's kind of sad. Okay, I don't want that. Ooh. I should have switched to the Rapier for the final hit on that. That was good. I liked that. I liked what he was going for with the dual wielding. He could have gone for more R2s. Those would have caught me. I mean, he won anyway, yes, but it was just R1s and L1s. It could have been a little bit more mixed up. R1s and L2s, technically. Wait, was the Rapier in the left or the right hand? I don't remember. Either way, magic, I feel like it was nerfed way too hard. It requires way too much stat investment, and it's, for the most part, just not worth it anymore. It's kind of sad. Sad state of magic in this game. But we're seeing more and more casters, so at least we've got that going for us. It's just a shame that it requires so much stat investment, and because of it, they're all literally using the exact same things. Okay, I just won't dodge. Oh, that totally was a parry. That was totally a parry. Oh well. But still, with how narrow magic has become and how focused it's become, they're all using the exact same sort of setup. They all have the candlestick. They all have the exact same loadout of spells because they're the only ones that are overly viable. Dark Souls 2 had so many magic options. So many. It's a shame. And recently, when reading through comments, I've seen a lot of people just shit-talking on Dark Souls 2, saying how it's the worst and this, that, and the other thing. But it did so much right. Magic, in all honesty, I feel like that was one of the things Dark Souls 2 did right. Like, it did it in a good, unique way. There was a lot of variety to the spells. They were all viable spells. They all had their utilities and uses. It is what it is. In this game, I feel like it's lacking in comparison. I do like how that closes distance so quickly, though. That is one thing the standard Rapier does not do. Fun. But that's enough of that. Let's get one more fight with both of these. Just cause. And we'll call it after that. So yeah, next time we are going to use whatever it was I decided on. Onikiri and Ubidachi. And whatever other weapon it is. Whether it's the Great Club or a large club. I haven't made up my mind with that yet, but most likely the Great Club. Possibly the Dragon Tooth. Actually, definitely Dragon Tooth. We're going to use Dragon Tooth next time. And there it is, a decision. It's been made. Finalized, stamped and sealed, ready to go. So, that's the plan. That motorcycle was quite loud. Sorry about that. Hello. That's a weapon we're seeing less and less of. I do like that fact. Alright, Mr. Scorpion. Turtle pokes for the win. Alrighty then, guys. That's where we're gonna end things. I hope you all enjoyed this one. I'm gonna forget how to speak. That's the plan. I'm going to put on my weapons for the next episode, make sure I can actually use them. And I just barely can, except that's not Dragon Tooth. That's a heavy one. We have a slight issue. Simply due to weight restrictions. We're gonna stick with that. All good. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.